Good morning, welcome to BSP Live. You're with Rob Dorey and Craig Connolly, and here we are looking at part 4 of Transform Your Business, Transform Your Life, where we're going to talk about the strategy. Good morning, Rob, welcome, and let's get straight into it. So why is strategy so important, and how does it fit into the big picture?
Morning, Craig. The strategy is where we're now starting to get down to brass tacks, because the first part has been the vision part, and now we're saying, okay, that's great. Yeah, you've got me excited, but how on God's green earth are we going to get this done? So the strategy, if you put the slide up, you can see we've got the personal vision, business strategy. So we're at the strategy. The strategy is going to be a function of looking at it from a customer perspective. What does the customer of the new business look like? And then coming across those blue bubbles. So if you can move to the next slide, we can talk a little bit about the customer. So the foundation of any business strategy is a customer-centric view of that opportunity. So the story we're carrying so far is sort of a $500,000 business going to 1.7, but it can be anything, 300 going to $1 million or $1 million going to 3 million, but it's clearly a step change. So part of that will be customer. So in this one, the concept behind this slide is to look at your customer base from an ABC perspective. And I don't need to define ABC customers. You know what they are. A customer pays their bills. You enjoy working with them, takes your advice, refers other people to you, a pleasure to deal with. C customers can be the exact opposite of that. Quite often they're small, time consuming, maybe low gross profit or low gross margin, because there's a lot of, unpaid for screwing around. So the idea is to get clarity in your business. Who are the A clients? What do they look like? And then the second question in number 2 is, why are they A clients and why are they loyal customers? And so look at that and you'll know, it's because of your relationship. It's your ability to be a one-stop shop. It's your ability to deliver products that are reliable. You make them work. Who knows what it is, but those will be the foundation of why they're A clients. So now we're talking about, we want to grow the number of A clients that we've got. So you work out this whole concept of point of difference, which we talked about in the last session. So again, getting a clear understanding, why are they there? What are the attributes? What are the points of difference that relate to your business and potentially to you personally in your business? And then you look at how do we reinforce and do more or communicate better the loyalty hooks that we've got, the things that are really attracting these people to our business. And then you go to the very simple question, what do we need to start, stop, and continue doing to attract more A-grade customers? So the key point of this slide is that the strategy is going to be built on doing more business with A-type customers. And that could be more business per customer, or in all likelihood, it's more per customer, but also more A customers. And, that's a key starting point for the strategy.
Now, in that first slide, there were a bunch of blue bubbles underneath. Can you sort of explain a bit more about those and how they fit into strategy?
Well, that's the second part. So one, we've got this customer-centric view. So if you get down on the bottom, from a strategy perspective, we've got this task of transforming this business. And rather than just sort of say, what can we do? The way this process works is you start on the right-hand side and say, what can we do from a product and service perspective? So we currently have a product and service offering. So is this more of some of that? Is it less of some of that? Is it a product or service that we don't currently provide? Is it a region that we don't currently service, or a type of customer we don't currently service? But getting clarity on the product and service leads to a strategy. So you'll say, we need to do more of this. So we'll call that a high-level objective or a strategy or a task, but there will be 2, 3, 4, 5 things in the product or service that we got to do. When you've got clarity on product and service, now the sales and marketing becomes quite simple. It's how do we create markets to do more and communicate with either potential clients or existing clients to do more of what we said we were going to do in the product and service. Quite often people will start in a business, and we see it quite often. Someone will come in, I'm a marketing guy, I can help you in your business. Well, you probably can, but it's way more powerful and a way more I'll say, a way better investment in your business if you've got clarity on your business vision, clarity on your strategy, clarity on your product and service, and then you add the sales and marketing, and you can imagine it's much more effective because it's much more targeted strategically. So then we come across people. People will be, do you have turnover issues in your people? Do you have recruitment issues? Quite often in a lot of trades related business, they can't recruit people, or they think they can't recruit people. Culture in the organization, productivity, skill base in the organization. That all happens in the people part. And when you have a discussion about that, you can see it's building up to the strategy. It's giving you fodder and projects and things that you can do at a high level and make declarations about what you're going to do in your strategy. System and process is pretty simple. There will be some systems and processes either that you don't have or that you do have that are inadequate. So a lot of people today are on Xero, and that Xero foundation works really well, or MYOB or something like that. But if they're not, that's where you start. A lot of the other things could be customer relationship management, CRM, something like that. Could be a project management system, production coordination. There's all sorts of different things you can do. Then you come across the finance and reporting, and there the trick is financial and non-financial key performance indicators, KPIs as we call them, and getting a list. The finance ones are usually pretty easy. Sales, level of sales, growing sales is good, declining sales is not so good, gross profit, operating expenditures, are there things we can do in this business to reduce the cost of operation? We usually see all sorts of things there to tidy up. And then your bottom line profit or return to owner. Those are basic finance ones. The non-financial ones are things like things that measure your progress. So it could be, targets on getting something done. We're going to have this done by September. Well, there's a KPI that says, how are we tracking on that? Or there might be some training initiatives. Who knows what there is in the organization, but the non-KPIs. And so when you put them all together, it gives you a sense. They all come together in terms of strategies and pieces of the strategy. And then the KPIs and everything, the tracking tells you whether you're moving forward or not.
Okay, fantastic. That's some great information there. So we're going to finish on a slide. Actually snuck it up before as just to show the people. But this next slide, Rob, perhaps you can just tell us about the slide and the realities of doing strategies. I'll put it up now.
Yeah, I like this slide because this is welcome to the real world.
Yeah.
The plan will always be flat earth, and you see that nice little incline to the finish line and everybody's smiling and it's going great. But the real world, it doesn't work that way. You can see this one down below is more like it. There will be a few cliffs. There will be a few ladders to cross, but there will be some highlights along the way. There may be a lake, there may be this, but the bottom line is if you're moving and you've got your indicators there, you're moving forward. So the real message in that is don't lose heart. If the business vision is reasonable and the strategy is reasonable, you will get there. You will execute, you will get there. And the trick is to just not forget that. So don't be surprised when you run into things where you go, oh man, this isn't feeling right. Welcome to the real world. But, yeah, it's a journey.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, that's fantastic. Well, tomorrow we're going to do part 5. So we'll see you bright and early again, Rob. That was a great session. Thank you very much. And we'll look forward to talking to you in the morning.
Good work. Thanks, Craig.